Greetings and a warm welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Omnichannel and CEO at Trow, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of this week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story, private market investing dominated the DC market conversations the past few weeks, especially with the expected Trump executive order paving the way for private equity and crypto in 401k plans. Share prices of related providers surged as a result. At the same time, SEC Chair Atkins, a known crypto advocate and critic of what he calls onerous regulations, sounded a warning sign about private market investing, which he admitted is different than with public markets. Meanwhile, the battle between Senator Warren and Empower CEO Ed Murphy continues, with Warren pushing recently back on Murphy's response to her initial letter, which she found lacking, about Empower's announcement to offer private investment to their DC participants. She asked for a response by July 25th. Finally, PitchBook, a Morningstar company, outlines the issues with private equity markets, warning that adoption could be slow, especially for VC firms. All of which puts more pressure on RPAs as they must now evaluate if private market investment is right for clients, which ones, along with which providers offer the best solutions, creating an entirely new due diligence process. Next story, in a relatively shocking move, Christian Mango, who had led Alera's retirement wealth initiatives, departed for One Digital to help with their M&A and cross-selling efforts. Alera is a PE-owned benefits and P&C roll-up. Under Mango, Alera had been making progress building up retirement and wealth assets through acquisitions, but was still relatively small compared to other firms like CapTrust, Hub, and One Digital. Firmly in the second phase of the consolidation curve with the focus on revenue and acquisitions, the sign that RPA aggregators are entering the third phase focused on profits and integration is when smaller firms starting selling or exiting, like Assurance Partners to Gallagher. Though not an exit, Mango's departure will certainly not help Alera's retirement and wealth initiative with no heir announced. Next story, as employers pull back on hiring, with many laying off workers, it's important for RPAs to help clients through the process and not just with the effects on their retirement plan. Benefits law firm Cohen and Bachman outline key issues to consider, including first offering voluntary separation, the impact on retirement plans, consideration how various laws like the Warner Act affect the process, and best ways to avoid risk and liability. Finally, beyond fees, funds, and fiduciary, and even financial wellness, what does it take for RPAs to move from good to great? Read my recent wealthmanagement.com article on how courage is the key characteristic and will separate the few willing to try. So those were the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading, covering McKinsey report on how AI could reshape asset management. Mission Square teams up with Income America, Capital Group partners with Leaf House to offer custom target date funds. JP Morgan announces solo case service with Vestwell, and what will be the impact of Trump accounts. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you'd like to comment. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you next week on 401k Real Talk.